As I told you, I can move a lot faster when I don't have this camera on me. I have the wing completely airfoiled, sanded to shape. We need to split it now. And I also have another parting board for the other side. So what we're going to do now is we'll split. I am not going to resin this. I'm just going to prime the thing and finish it right on the board. So we're going to finish I sanded this board with 240, so it has some tooth. The reason I decided to do that, I was going to polyester resin this thing and then prime it, but I got to thinking, I wonder if that primer is compatible with that. I know that this wood will have enough bite that that there shouldn't be, it shouldn't release off the wood. So now carefully going to separate these two. And I also dreamed up another thing that I'm going to do. Just put a dent in it. Shit. It'll be all right. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm separating the halves. Like I say, I need a cameraman or something. We got to get this apart and not bugger it up. It's got that CA and tape. There we go. Feeling I'm going to cut myself. I don't want that. This doing stuff live is kind of tricky. At least you get to see all the mistakes I make, and I make plenty of them. There we go. We got something going now. We got a half off. I'm not sawing this. I'm using the back side of the saw, the spine. And it's stuck on there. That glue is pretty good. There we go. There it is. There it is. So what I think I'm going to do here is, no, I better make them both and prime them both at the same time. If it doesn't work, I can always go back and fill the wood. I think it's going to work. I think that primer will fill the grain. Might take 3 coats, but it should fill the grain. All right. So now what I'm going to do is, they're both the same, but we'll take the best one of the two and make it the top. And I think it's this one here. The bottom's going to have a hole in it in the center for the bell crank to go in. That's the change that I'm going to make. I bought a bell crank off of eBay. Couldn't find one here locally. So it's going to sit inside the wing. So I'm going to make a hole that will be in the fuselage on the bottom, and the push rod's coming out the bottom. So it's inside the fuselage in the bottom. So you'll have access to it. So I've already did the register marks on this board, 50%, and I put a line at the leading edge so I can get them pretty much exactly the same on both boards. Thing dropped off a booger there. Another one. We'll get it off there. I want this mold perfect. I don't want any BS. Another booger. What the hell's with the boogers? Well, that's on there now, so we're committed. It's either going to work or it's not. Now, where'd the razor blades go? I think this is going to be fine. I'm going to build it because I'm using polyester resin. I'm going to build this thing up to about 1/2 of an inch thick, and I already have the cloth, the chopped carbon or chopped fiberglass. It left the boogie on there. Yeah. There's one over here. Remember, if it ain't perfect, you ain't doing it right. Okay. Okay, there's our $1. Let's put this in the other room on top of the piano stand for primer. Okay, let's build another one for the other half. So that was top. We'll do bottom next and cut the hole in it. We'll get the aqua green setting up while we're working on the wing, cutting a hole in the center. Okay. Eventually, we're going to start pulling parts. I hope. I looked at this mold here, this other one, and it's not as bad as I thought. Like I said, I could build parts out of this, but the production, I'd have to work on them. You know, after I glued them together, I'd have to sand the trailing edge, and I don't want to do that. I just want to glue them together and go. So here's the wing. That's it. Come on. Everything, all this safety features. Give me a break. I'm not a big fan of safety features, you know. If you're using the damn tool, you ought to know what you're doing. I intend to keep these molds, so I want them in nice shape. That other one is a throwaway mold. Everything I've made up so far is throwaway. Scrap. Hello, Jeff. Oh, spam. Hello, spam. What can I do for you? You have puppy? Fucking jokers. You guys want to get away, if you want to know who's calling, who's the spam callers, the app I use is called Hiya, 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 and it puts right on there spam, and you can block it. See, it says potential spam. So we'll go here. We'll copy that. And we'll go to the Hiya app. Look them up. Paste. Look. No name available. Report spam. So we report spam. Hang up call. Hang up call. And we'll block it. There we go. So I won't have to get a call from them again. I mean, there's a million spammers. At least they could tell me I want a gift or something. Congratulations, you're not 1,000, 110,000. There are 12 awards and 12 recipients. Bend over and grab your socks, Bob, because if you think you got screwed last time, this time it's the real thing. I have a gift for you. Oh no, not another free gift. I don't think I can afford it. What happened to the box? There it is. I can't believe it. Fortunately, I had the foresight to buy some more. I go through razor blades like they're nothing because they're Chinese and they don't last but about 3 scrapes and they're done. You throw it out and get another one. Total garbaggio. When we were kids, we used to say Jap crap. Now it's Chinese crap. Japanese stuff is rather good. Okay, let's speckle them up, and then we'll draw our lines. By then, if we get the lines drawn, the spackle should be, or the acro green should be good to go. We'll sand that off, glue the wing to it, and then we'll prime them up, and that'll be the end of the video. I thought it was going to take longer than it's gonna. But we're making headway really good. Get off there. Yep, this is a test run for full-size stunners. Okay, so now we need to measure over 12 inches. Oh no, it's 11 and 7/8. Yep, 11 and 7/8 to the center. Crap, I already put that back up on the hanger. Eleven and 7/8. We got a 6 coming up here. I know this is right because I cut it on my table saw. Let me measure this line here, see what it is. Three and a half. Three and a half. This is becoming an obsession now. I can't let it beat me. Okay. I don't know if they're drying up yet or not. Yeah, they're dry I'm online.
I'm gonna go up to church.
Okay. All right. The way this is set up, this is exactly in the same spot as the other one. This is the center of this width here, and this is the center of this, and 3.5 from the edge. Exactly. They should be able to, when the molds come off, should be able. If I make them this big, they should be able to come off and go right together, and they should fit perfect. But we'll see. I might just cut. I might get my dividers and just cut a 2-inch scribe around the perimeter of it and fit them that way, and that way I can bolt them together. Yeah, I probably do that. I probably won't go the whole. I mean, that's a lot of extra mass for nothing. But I wanted to, I'm taking the precautions to make it as perfect as I can from the gate, where I didn't before. Where I thought that I could get away with this clay in there and all that. And that wing does fit in there perfect. So they're exactly the same. Oh, I moved it. Okay, where's the glue? There's the glue. So this whole board is going to be the mold buck, not just the wing. That's why I'm gluing this down permanent. Made a turd there. I don't know what the deal is. There we go. Can't win. Another turd. You bitch. Oh, well. Prime and sand that. What the deal is with them turds? Okay. Here we go. Let's prime them up. Let's move the camera. Yeah, I know. Wear a mask. Nope, not gonna wear a mask. I'm not sure you're gonna be able to hear me either. I won't have nothing to say. Except, let's get some ATX and wipe that off. I don't want to chance anything. Gonna have to buy another gallon of this crap. $85 a gallon. What a joke. Okay, we're gonna need to open this window though. Yeah. My spray booth. Time to buy some more of these. Take a trip. if you do this tape trick, I don't know whether you can hear me or not, you won't get any spill out of the can. I think it's probably going to take about 3 or 4, maybe 2 or 3 coats. See ya. I'll go ahead and wear my mask. That way I don't get any flack from you Karens. See if I can dig it out. Dig it out. I need to get some new tear offs for it. All right. Yeah, it's fairly clear in here. Well, we'll wait a few minutes. I'll give you the assessment on what I think on painting that primer on wood. I think it's going to take 3 coats. I really packed it on the one. I really laid it on heavy. The wood is really soaking up a lot of the primer. But this gives me a chance to evaluate it for a stunt ship. I know that I can't put that over dope. It won't stick. Because it won't stick over the what is that shit there? The U-Pull primer. It will not stick over dope. Because U-Pull is lacquer and it won't stick. And that's another reason why I didn't want to put urethane resin down, figuring that this is not an etching primer. It'll just peel right off. So we'll put it on the wood, see what happens. If it doesn't work, well, we'll go for a 6th try, I guess. Whatever it takes. You know, I'm going to get it. Might as well give up. So we started at 6. We got an hour in. You want to wait a few minutes. You know, you want to hang around a few minutes and see my idea. It's going to take at least half hour, 45 minutes for that primer to dry enough to sand. So you're not going to get to see that. I am going to sand it tonight and probably put another coat on. Because come tomorrow, we're going to be molding. And the nice thing about it is, with polyester resin, it's got a 20-minute flash time. I mean, I think it has a 12 to, see here. And it contains all the good shit. Methyl ketone peroxide, I can't even say that word. Styrene, moomer, whatever. It's the good shit. Let's see. Something about mix no more. Okay, 8 to 12 minutes. You got 8 to 12 minutes to get it on. So I won't have to be waiting 24, 48 hours for that stupid epoxy to dry. That shit's terrible. I mean, we'll use this for the parts because it's definitely hard and it's structural. But for the mold, I can't. And that's $50 a gallon more than that. So why would I do it? We ain't building watches here. I'm just trying to build a model airplane. Something about you want to use the same resin and material as you're making your part out of. so that when you put it in the oven, it cures at the same time. Well, shit, I ain't putting this stuff in the oven anyway. We'll post cure it after it's out of the mold. I don't have an autoclave or any of that fancy shit. I'm just a backyard guy. I think it's going to work fine. Yeah, I think it'll work fine. Sand that, then another nice level coat on it. Do any of the acro green stuff I'm going to do. Any of the spots that don't get filled. It's all about sanding now. That's something I can do. This thing, CA went over there, but I think it's going to work. Got to sand these edges yet. I need to make a hole in this one for the bell crank. I should have done that first. Got excited. I'm so far behind. Got excited. So we'll see what happens. Probably about 9 o'clock tonight, this stuff will be dry enough to sand. I mean, it's dry. It's just, it would gum the paper up, I think. And I've got stuff in here, little dusty stuff. I don't mind it out here on the flange, but I don't want no dusty stuff in the wing. That wing's gonna look perfect when it's done. It's dry. I mean, kind of, you know, not dry enough to sand, but dry. This here's the top buck, and it came out better than the bottom one, but we'll make them both perfect. You can see the grain in it. When I block sand it down, you get another coat on it, the grain's gonna go away. I think we're gonna be in good shape. Experiment. You guys got any questions of what I'm doing? Here's another reason why I made these bigger. Right there, this vacuum port. Tomorrow I got a fish pump coming. And supposedly Brett Williams texted me. Supposedly when I get this thing, I got to take it apart and turn the diaphragm over, and it turns it from an air pump to a suction pump. And it'll pull, I think he said 7 inches of vacuum. And I don't have to listen to that noise. 5 to 6 inches of vacuum. Now, Brett was saying that they're using a overflow a coffee can. Well, I'm just going to use my vacuum pump hydraulic bleeder catch can to catch the resin in. It ain't going in there anyway. got to go through the breather. It ain't just, it's just not going to go in there. No way. I've seen the guys using a pressure pot, and you know, they're using a 3/4 inch vacuum hose. Well, shit, all I got's a little fish line. They will be bonded together with the same resin that they're made with. HDR 250. When I bond them together, they'll be one piece because I'll put them in the oven to cure, and they'll cross link. Now the fuselage, they're not glued together. They're screwed together. So they'll have a carbon fiber ridge around the top. And then where the bolts go, you know, the bolts will hold them together. I mean, I'll show you when I get there. I'm not worried about the fuselage. This was my main concern is this stupid wing. And this is the 5th time that I went through this iteration. I figured to get a real nice edge right here, I got chopped carbon fiber. I'll take that resin and I'll load in that chopped carbon fiber all the way along there. That's what I was trying to do with the toe. But the toe doesn't really stay where it's supposed to, but the chop will stay where it's supposed to. We'll pack that chop in there, and then I'll put the glass over the top of it so that the parting line is perfect. At least that's the plan. What do I know? I mean, there's many other guys on YouTube, in Control Line, whatever, that have done way more than I have with this molding stuff. Like Danny. But I can't get a hold of Danny. I don't know what. I left him a message, just asked him if he was still alive. Who knows? He was supposed to send me some chem lease, and shit, I made a call to the factory for chem lease to see if I could get them to. They haven't returned my call. I think I'll call them again tomorrow. They're in Washington. That way I don't have to use all that Pardol and PVA and all that crap. I just use that chem lease and wipe it on and get it popped loose. $56 a quart. Yeah, they got us by the short hairs. That's the whole problem. Yep. Well, I guess I'll get off of here. There's not a whole lot to talk about. It's sit around watching paint dry and listen to me babble. I think it's going to work, though. We'll know after this first sand out, and I'm thinking it's going to be 3. Be this one, a sand out, another coat, and then a sand out, and one more coat. Be 3 coats of primer. So that was 2 ounces, so an ounce a piece on these molds. And this primer is a 4-to-1 mix. Yeah, it's good stuff. Just don't like to stick the dope. See how it likes to stick to plastic. That's why I sanded it up real good. Alrighty, I will see you guys later. If I get something else to report later on this evening, I'll come back. I kind of doubt it, but you never know. I hate to make a promise and then not go through with it. But if I have something else that I, of interest, I'll post it. But I think what's going to happen is I'll sand this. It take 5 minutes to sand it out if it was dry. I'd start sanding now if it was dry. Still feels cool to the touch, so you know it ain't dry. I think it's going to be nice. All right. I will see you guys later. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.